Okay. So we actually have Stephanie Young with us.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hey. Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you. How are you guys doing?
We're good. Thanks for coming on.
Yep.
Absolutely. I appreciate you having me on and appreciate what you're doing. It's very cool.
Thank you. So I think we haven't seen each other since Texas back in January.
Yeah, that was
I know.
14 months ago.
14 months ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we gotta
We're
get.
starting.
I'm sorry, what? I guess I missed part of that. It's a
No,
little
we're
fuzzy.
just building our.
We gotta
lines
get
for
our game
this.
faces on.
Yeah.
We're
Gotta wake
stealing
up.
ourselves for 24 hours.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
we're
good.
just starting and we're already messing up.
That's okay.
So, well, yeah, it's been about 14 months. How have those 14 months been? What have you been up to in the past year?
Well, been busy working and acting and, of course, working with Funimation. Love that.
Mhm.
And, yeah, it was really great to meet you guys, by the way, that last time. That was pretty cool.
Oh, it's great to see.
Yeah, that was
see you
quite
playing.
a thing because we
Now, for those who are not familiar, Stephanie and her husband David are in a band and they perform around the Dallas area. And sometimes Brina joins them as well.
Brina's part of the full band.
Right.
Yeah.
They have a CD that's out there called The Brems, and the music's quite good.
Yes,
Very good.
I've been listening to it a lot.
But no, that was a funny story with us because somehow I think we found out that you and David were playing in that
I think
cafe.
Terry told us.
Terry, yeah.
Yeah, and we were like, oh, we got to go to that. No, I think we asked Terry about that. It's like, do you know about this? And she didn't. I don't even think she knew about it.
Oh,
But
okay.
she dug it up for us, and yeah, we drove. I think that was like a 40-minute drive for us, and we made out there. It was
That's a
well
great
worth
way
it.
to end the trip.
Yeah,
No, it was.
we were saying that.
Oh, well, that was really, really nice of you. It was great to meet you. Yeah, I didn't know you were coming. I think that Carrie Doty set that one up.
Yeah.
Yep.
But love her. But yeah, it was such a great surprise to meet you. And I remember talking with you guys, last year while you were trying to raise funds, and I commend you for continuing on because the effort is so greatly needed. So thank you for doing this.
So we
But yeah,
probably,
we've been.
Go on. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
We've been really busy with the music, which has been good. We played probably over 100 shows last year, so it was a busy year for the Brems. Yeah, and we are starting to work on our second album right now. So we're going to start recording that hopefully in the next month or so.
I'm looking forward to
And
that.
we've been writing, and that is one thing I love about it. Then it's fun and it's exciting, and yeah, we're still at it. And definitely.
What are your who are your inspiration for music?
I have quite a few. I have a very eclectic taste in music, and but when it boils down to it, my mother was one of my great influences. She was a jazz singer back in the day, and she sang with the Tommy Dorsey Band, which was a pretty big deal back then. And she sang next door to the Rat Pack in Vegas. So she was in a lounge that was next door to, like, in the same hotel, but the smaller lounge next to the big theater where Frank Sinatra performed, and Sammy Davis Jr., and, all those crazy cool cats. And I grew up with a mom that could sing like no one's business. She's a beautiful tone, and grew up with a lot of jazz in our home. So that's where it started, and I'm really thankful for that. But she's definitely one of my biggest influences. And then from there, I mean, gosh, everything from The Police, Led Zeppelin, Sade, Diana Krall, lots of different influences. Right now, I cannot get Young the Giant out of my CD player in my car. I just am in love with this band right now, so sort of all over the place. But
Wow.
And the music we write is a real hybrid. It's people have called it jazz pop, or pop for that matter, but definitely a jazz influence. So.
I think the question, we asked this last year, but I think we should still ask everyone this question this year. How has Japan affected you, your career, your life in general?
Oh gosh, it gave me a voiceover career as far as a voiceover actor. It did. I mean, the properties that I work on are mainly, as far as acting, outside of course video games and commercial work, but actual voice acting that's where all my work comes from. So I'm dying to go over there. It's on my life list someday. But just the the amazing properties that we get to voice, it's such an exciting thing, and to see all the artwork that comes through, I'm constantly blown away by the visuals, and an honor just to be a part of it. So it's had a massive impact on my life. The whole anime community has, and it was so unexpected. You just never know in life there's these unexpected in your way. I'm sure everyone feels that way about one thing or another, but for me, anime was definitely one of those unexpected gifts that just opened the door, and this career started, and I love it.
So
Wow.
we have some questions from listeners. Do you want to do some of those?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. This first.
Hi, listeners.
Say hello, everybody.
I'm forgetting. I'm not just talking to you.
I like seeing that they're also fans of the Rat Pack and the Police, so that's good.
Fans have good taste.
Yeah.
Well, the first question I'm going to ask you is from One Piece Otaku. So guess where this question's going.
Aw.
How is it feel to be recording Robin again?
Oh, I'm so happy to be back on the freaking boat. So happy. And poor Mike McFarlane had to hear me say that almost after every take in the first session. I was back. I was like, oh, I've missed her. We do another line or two. Oh, I'm so glad to be on this boat again. Another few lines. This show is so great. It is. It's so much fun, and there's so much heart, and I missed hearing my friends voice their characters. And I know that sounds really sappy, but I miss her. I miss voicing her. You have this funny kind of relationship with the characters you voice, and I am so happy to be voicing Robin again. She's such a cool, interesting character, and because I'm missing her, I appreciate the fact that she's just vocally, she's so cool, calm, and collected, and keeps it in check. Not that I mind monstering up and screaming and yelling every now and then, but I couldn't do like what Colleen does on Lucy.
Right.
I could never do that, anything like that.
Well, and
I don't even know if I could, even if I tried, I don't think I could. But
you're sort of known for
I don't
playing
wanna
strong,
spoil.
silent type women, or if not, silent, then definitely strong women like Claire and Claymore and Robin on One Piece. And what's something that you've played that sort of goes against type, is sort of a stretch for you to do?
oh gosh, let me see. 'Cause, yeah, I do play those strong ladies, and I love them. I want people are like them in real life. But let's see, who has kind of gone against that? Oh my gosh, now here I am with all these people. In Fairy Tale, there was a character that I voiced that was definitely, she was strong, but in a very kind of evil way.
Yeah.
That was definitely against type. Gosh, I'll have to think about that off the top of my head. I'm actually driving my car right now, but it's safe. But I'm driving my car, so off the top of my head. That's why I couldn't Skype with you, sorry. But anyway, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It'll probably hit me after we get off the phone. Like, that one.
Well, what about Olivier from Full Metal? You feel like
Oh
that
God, I know. She was such a tough one for me at the beginning because it's my strong female characters. I don't know. Sometimes they're very nurturing, or they're sweet, or there's a warmth to them. Obviously not so much Claire, but with Olivier, yeah, she's just so tough as nails. And Mike McFarlane directed me in that show as well, and would have to tell me, all right, make her tougher. And then once we finally got in the groove, then there we were. But sort of, I kind of felt after I would get out of a session voicing Olivier for Full Metal, I would feel the same way after voicing Claire and Claymore after a battle. I would just be like really wound up. And, my poor husband, I would come home and I'd kind of be very aggressive with orders. And he was like, hey, so you worked on Full Metal today, huh? Like, I'm sorry, honey. Yes.
So, Greg, I know you had a question, right?
Yeah, sorry.
Greg's out there in Japan on Skype.
Yeah, you've got some, I'm not sure if you're aware of it or not, but some pretty heavy emotional scenes coming up with Robin in One Piece. And just wondering if you need to prep for that, or how you're going to approach that. And if you can't talk about it, that's cool. But just wondering if you had any impressions on that.
and that's the thing that I cannot wait to get into her backstory. I'm familiar with it because a few certain people that I'm talking to right now, passed off some certain manga to me, which is very cool of them. And some other people have given me as well the manga that has her backstory in it, and which I love that I own that. And actually, because normally, I said I don't read through. I don't like to know what's going to happen before I'm in the moment. I like to just be surprised and then and roll with it. So I don't have any expectations, but I am glad that I know what's coming there. So I look forward to it. I've been forcing her for years now, and just being able to go into that kind of depth of the character is not something that I've been able to do that often.
Wow.
I've never voiced a character this long.
Wow.
So to be able to dig down and get in the deep, dark water, and you know what it does? It makes me really proud of her with what she's become. So I'm looking forward to it, actually.
And bringing it back to Robin too, Ishtar reminded me on the chat. You also sang one of the ending themes for One Piece. Just how does it feel, just being able to incorporate your singing and your music into the anime in which you voice?
Oh man, I love it. I love it. I love it. Being able to do that, singing is singing. Just being in the arts in general, I love. But singing is one of my passions, and to be able to incorporate that into the world that I've also fallen in love with in a way is pretty cool. So I was really excited when they asked me to do that.
Yeah. Do you have any more questions from people out there?
Yeah,
I saw a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of them streaming up. I just got to get this. I found, let's see here. Man, there's so many. No, I think this might be a good one to ask because, to get everyone familiar. How did you get started in the voiceover industry?
Well, fortunately, I shared the same agent as an up-and-coming superstar by the name of Laura Bailey. May have heard of her.
She's pretty big.
No, Laura invited me to come in and audition for a part on Gunslinger Girl. And we were the same agent, and she knew me and knew that I'd been doing a lot of commercial voiceover. And I was a theater actor and an on-camera actor, so she's an actor. But we had the same agent, and she got in touch with me. And I came in and auditioned, and then the rest is history. It was pretty cool. I remember that the first time I went into audition, and of course she was so sweet. What a great way to be ushered into, this community, working with her. And she was just so kind and so much fun. And I remember getting in the booth, and the whole concept is hearing beeps before you speak was really bizarre. You don't do that in other forms of voiceover that often, unless you're like ADRing you're looping on a film or something. But I hadn't done that yet at that point. So it was pretty new to me. But the whole idea of being able to, I quickly found, of course, that we can voice so many different types of characters that are not our type in reality, which, most actors do have to deal with the limitations that you have of who you are. But, in the world of anime, we can be a monster or a sorceress or, a warrior that can do amazing things and a woman that can have 16 arms. It's pretty cool.
Now, more recently, you've played Juice in the Eden of the East series, who obviously is sort of an incorporeal voice, has no sort of physical reference for you when you're portraying her. How'd you deal with that when you were recording her?
Well, it's interesting because in the film, well, I know what she looks like now, but back then, we just wanted to create, this whole concierge type of friendly voice. Like if you walked into this, Grand Hotel, there's this concierge that makes you feel comfortable and can do anything for you. And so we just created this very, professional voice. And the fact that I don't have that many characters. Robin has her incantation, her safe fleur, and all that, but I don't have that many characters that have lines that they repeat constantly. Right. So it was nice, to have the noblesse oblige line. And
what a catchphrase!
It was what?
A catchphrase.
Yeah, it was nice to have that. So
You also,
that was kind of fun. I recorded it quite a bit at conventions on people's cell phones.
That is a good thing to have on your
you also
cell phone.
didn't have to worry about mouth flaps. And all
That's
that.
true.
Oh, well, the thing was, I was excited to be, cast in the show, and we got through it so quickly because I didn't have any. Yeah, and there's no mouth flaps. Voicing a cell phone is the easiest thing in the world.
Should really be a job for that.
But it was great. And then down the road, when you find that Juice there were many different. I don't know what the plural of Juice would be. Juices, Juicei. I don't know. They find there's multiples. There was a scene where there's 4 of them, and it's like they're sisters, and they're all identical. And that was an exciting session because we had to create 4 distinct vocal personalities for the different Juices, and that was fun. That was a challenge. It was strange to hear yourself in the pre-roll because if someone else has recorded before us, we hear them in the pre-roll and then we beep in and say our line. But it was strange to hear myself and then work off of myself with 3 different voices before I came in. So that was an exciting challenge to try to make them distinct.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Another one from the chat?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. I feel like it's always going to go back to Robin, so I apologize to all the fans that aren't One Piece
I
fans.
think we're attracting it.
Guys, I am happy to talk about Robin.
All right.
I've missed her. She's back, so that's fine.
Ishtar asks, what would you do if you had Robin's devil fruit powers?
Oh, her devil fruit powers? If I could have those arms, I would get faster much more quickly in the morning. I would get ready faster, that's for sure. You could throw on your clothes and do your makeup and your hair, brush your teeth, and be out the door in like 5 minutes. Gosh, I don't know. It's interesting. I remember when I first saw her power, I thought, well, what all can you really do with that? And then it sort of blew my mind with how creative they were, with how her arms could just basically, originate anywhere and make anything happen. So,
this is just a bit of trivia, but the author of One Piece, Oda Eiichiro, has gone on record now twice saying that if he were to have any of the powers in the series, which one would he want? And he said the answer is definitely Robin's power. He would love to have the Hana Hana fruit more than anything else.
You connected.
that is awesome. I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that. I didn't know he said that. That's pretty cool. Well, I don't blame him. It's pretty amazing. If she can sink a fleet of ships with those arms, I'm sure she could do a lot of good with them, too. So, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And she does. She does.
All right, I'm going to keep looking through the chat. Let's see here.
While he thinks and we're on Robin, how do you think the character has changed from the last season that you've recorded?
Okay, I can't talk too much in specifics here, but the thing that's kind of been interesting in the booth that I can say, it's sort of general, is that she's really warming up and her personality is opening up as she becomes more comfortable with her crewmates, and that has been a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of threw me at first when we started. I felt like almost like, wait, this is Robin, though. She's always so cool and collected and da-da-da. But she's, she's just becoming more comfortable in her surroundings, and that's, just another dimension that's fun to explore with her and see her smiling a lot.
Yeah. Really, Robin is the key character for the next 2 seasons, really, of One Piece in America. So
Yeah.
you'll have a lot to do.
And lots of
Excellent.
paychecks.
The more, right. Paychecks are good, but this particular character, the more time I get to spend with her, the better. I love her.
Now I just realized that it really depends how successful One Piece continues to be here, because I know there's like a TV special, which was kind of like an hour-long episode. It's something they would do in Japan. I think there was one where they take part in like a show, kind of like a stage play, and doesn't Robin sing in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Greg.
Thank you,
know?
Greg.
Yeah,
remember
I'm
that
just
now,
trying
yeah.
to think if that was labeled as a TV special or a
I think it
episode
was.
number.
I think it was the
'cause-
third or fourth TV special.
Yeah, because
Anyway.
sometimes they've now done with specials, they just make it episode numbers so it falls in the season, so it's kind of weird.
Huh.
That's a little
If
confusing.
Funimation
That
ever
was in,
acquires that, you might be able to
2004,
actually
I believe.
sing as Robin.
That's
Oh,
Greg,
that would be amazing. Well, I'm going to go to you for really good, up-to-date information on this. I'll call you guys back again.
We'll be here for the next 24 hours.
Oh, right, of course.
And we'll be following One Piece for the next, 10 years, because it's not going to end.
Better.
We swear.
We know it's
Well,
now
I
going to
hope to
be.
be.
We know now it's going to be less than 30 years. He has said, because they asked, what do you envision yourself doing 30 years from now? And he's like, what was it, like sleeping or something along those lines?
Yeah.
But
Like
Greg, you
sleeping
just,
and just moving off.
yeah, there you go.
All right.
Actually, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I sort of feeling like talking about actors and their process. You talk about sort of connecting with your character. Has there ever been a role that you felt like you didn't really connect with your character, or you struggled with it, or you found it sort of late in the recording process and didn't quite come out as well as you wanted it to?
That's a good question.
That's good.
And I wish I had my resume right in front of me. I'm sure something would pop out and go, oh, that was difficult. And there's plenty of times when I've heard things I've recorded and I wish I had, done something differently or had a do-over. I trust our directors and our editors that they make good choices. But when you hear yourself, we're always our worst critic, and you just think of what you could have done differently. Let's go on to another question. I'll have to think about that. Maybe I'll put a resume in the car.
All right, got another question?
I think we could do one or two more.
Yeah, one or two
Okay.
more.
This is a Private Tuker asks, besides Robin, what was your favorite character that you played?
Assuming that Robin was the favorite.
Just because we talk about Robin so much,
Yeah, no,
maybe
no.
we'll give some.
No, that's okay.
spotlight to
She's
another.
certainly one of my favorites, for sure. And I feel like these anime characters sometimes are like children because you love them all for different reasons, and they stretch you in different ways. But between Olivia and Claire, they were definitely two of my favorites. Claire was a big stretch for me when she was going into her monstering moments, but I loved it. I felt like I hadn't expressed myself like that since I'd done Greek theater. And even when I did Greek theater, I wasn't, I didn't sound like a creature, when they're ramping up and everything, and their yoki's going out of control. I just said they're yomaing out, and that was a real stretch for me, but it was very exciting. And it's talk about just completely transporting yourself out of body. It felt like that. So and that was one of the great things about working on Claire. And then Olivier, these strong women. I can't pick. I also love, and I mention her often, is Bibi from Glass Fleet, Bibi Mozzarella, just because she had this crazy quasi-Hungarian accent. Luckily, we weren't trying to have an exact accent because she was in space, so there was some freedom there. But she would always lounge around in this gorgeous, couture gown and a hat that had a solar system, rotating around up in it. And she was pretty fabulous. But and she was just so interesting. But I don't know, Robin, Claire, and Olivier are just three of my all-time favorites for many different reasons. So.
Okay, so I think we have time for one more, and then we're going to update people as to where we are in the money count, because it's above what it is on the board right now. Where did we start at, Greg? Do you remember?
All right, well, yeah, question here.
This morning, I think we were at 32,000.
Okay, so
32,000?
Well, this counts from last year as well.
yeah.
Okay,
so,
but still, I was like, wow, that's great. That's amazing.
We'll go through it at the end. So one more question, Steve.
Okay, but I can't wait to hear. It's like Christmas. You guys are amazing. Thank you for donating.
Yes.
It is worthy of your time. No, I'm not signing off. I'm talking to people out there.
I know, but
it's
like, thank you. To
Okay, good.
Stephanie.
Okay.
All
Sorry,
right,
I
last
should probably
question.
wait and do this at that part at the end.
Yeah, we'll do it at the end.
I can't find any other questions.
Okay, fine. Then let's update the total. Let's make Christmas come slightly earlier then. I think we started.
Aw.
I think we started the. Oh, well, we'll do that at the end.
I think we started around 32.7 something.
We're at 32,845 last time I loaded.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think that's a total of over
And
2,100.
32.7 was what we were at the top of the hour.
We were
Okay.
at 32. Okay, so within the hour.
Before we even started this morning, I have us locked in. When I logged in this morning, it was 32,320.
Nice.
So, yeah, we've gotten a really great amount.
So we started the marathon out with
Excellent.
32,700?
Yep.
Okay, let's try and remember that. So Stephanie,
That's amazing.
is there anything coming up that you'd like people to know about? I know a lot in anime has to be secret, but
Sure. Well, I do have some things, something that was pretty exciting this past year that I think will be coming out maybe this summer. I shot a film called Chasing Shakespeare
Oh, cool.
and had a scene with Danny Glover. And some of you younger people out there may not know who he is, but he is of Lethal Weapon fame.
He's getting too
Google
old
it.
for this
Was
shit.
he like, I'm too old for this?
He is older, but man, he is amazing. And we had a scene together where it's just the two of us for like 2 pages, which is a long time for those of us that aren't Danny Glover. So it was pretty exciting to be able to work just off of him and the two of us. So keep an eye out for a film called Chasing Shakespeare. I think Brina was in that too. Brina Palencia, I think she has a part in that film too.
I'll have to ask her.
And there may be others that I don't know about.
I think she'll
But,
be on
you know-
later, so we'll bug her about that if we remember.
Yeah.
Why does
her about
sound
that.
so familiar? I think I read a preview of that on Ain't It Cool News. I think Chasing Shakespeare. That sounds really familiar.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Well, good. I don't know where it is in the process, but we shot it last fall, and that's been really exciting. We should have a new CD coming out and we may be releasing tracks early. So if I may, our band's website is thebremsband.com, and that's my married name is Brem, and it's BREHM, but thebremsband.com, and we may be releasing, a few tracks early for that. And I've also been producing, actually I was producing last year too, but I've been producing for a reality show about design and decorating in Dallas. So,
Cool.
a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So that's been exciting. And otherwise, some new shows coming up that I can't talk about, but, you guys always find out as soon as you can. So I know Dot Hack is a show that I've
awesome.
been that was really exciting. I play Shamrock, the voice Shamrock in that show. So check that out.
So Stephanie, thank you for coming on, and you're welcome anytime you want on the One Piece podcast, of course. And then we'll only talk about Robin.
Oh, okay. Always happy to talk about Robin. Thank you, guys. Everyone out there listening, thank you so much. And this is an amazing cause to get behind, even if it's a small amount, even if you can only give $10. If everybody gives $10, that will go a long, long way.
It sure will.
So think about that next time you get a couple of Starbucks, okay? Okay.
Thank you, Stephanie.
But you guys are awesome. We appreciate what you're doing, and great to talk to you. We'll talk soon.
Great to talk to you.
See
So
you, Stephanie.
as we get the next guest on, thank you, Stephanie, for coming on. If you're still there, yeah. We're going to put up the schedule and
And we'll be
rotate who's
back
on.
shortly.
And we'll be back shortly. So
Okay.
All right.
bye, Stephanie.
Bye.
All right. Bye.